There we go. All right, well, welcome. So this is our first webinar introducing our community-based partners and all their different program offerings during COVID-19. And we're really excited to have administrators here so that we could just give a high-level overview so that you have a sense of what's available to your teachers and parents and students. And then we're offering a couple more webinars to parents directly and also to teachers directly. So I'll just jump in, and I know a lot of you are very familiar with what we do here at the County Office of Ed, but just wanted to let people know that we did launch an initiative to support schools in prioritizing environmental literacy and sustainability. And now we've added on this idea of supporting schools to help with climate resiliency issues as well, such as like high heat, smoke from wildfires, sea level rise. So it's a pretty broad initiative, and we're serving all of our districts are engaging at some level, which is awesome. We do many different things in order to support folks. So some things have to do with facilities and operations, some things have to do with curriculum and instruction, and then also just helping on that broader overall school climate and community engagement. And you can see with the stakeholders across the bottom, like everybody's engaged in this work. And today we're going to be featuring community-based partners, which I'm really excited about because this is an amazing group of organizations and people. The group that we're featuring today is part of our network programs. So the community-based partners are a group that has been working collectively in a network for quite a few years. We also have a number of other programs like capacity building programs. We run an annual summit. We run a recognition and awards program. We also do customized technical assistance services, and we have a wide variety of resources available on our website and newsletter. So that's our initiative, but today we're really going to be focused around the community-based partners. And this group of folks has been working, like I said, for quite a few years now, but since 2017 as a collective impact network with a main goal of supporting every student at every grade level to have access to high quality, standards aligned environmental education experiences with community-based partners. And many of our partners offer a variety of programs. And in fact, now that we're in COVID-19, even more variety of programs. So we're excited to share that information today so you can get a sense of what kind of programmatic offerings are out there. So I'm going to do a quick high-level overview of the three main types that are new types of programs that our community-based partners are offering. And then I'm going to invite some of our community-based partners to give some examples of what that really looks like in practice. So there's basically three main ways that community-based partners are currently offering environmental education to schools and school communities. One is through asynchronous programming. And that means, right, we all kind of have a sense of that, but it does not require real-time interaction. So content can be made available to students. This can be like generalized content or even customized content. And you'll hear some examples of that. Then we also have synchronous online offerings where you really see virtual field trips, guided activities, guest speakers, and this can be really exciting enrichment for students. The last thing here is that a number of our community-based partners are running on-site learning and enrichment, and many have been doing so since the summer. So are running kind of like day programs, after-school programs, camps, that type of thing. So I'm going to turn it over to, I'll start with Carl. Why don't you jump in first and give a little bit of an overview of some of the ways that you're doing that programming at Curiosity.
Great, thank you, Andra. So we're fortunate we are able to do all three of these types of learning. Asynchronous programming, we have a series of videos that our educators have made. They made them actually during the first shelter in place, and they are available, accessible to teachers, to students online via our website, as are some independent activities that families can do at home, and they're geared towards being able to do at home materials that you would find at home, so that folks don't have to necessarily go out and buy things. We have synchronous online virtual programs as well, some field trips and some virtual activities that are NGSS aligned and supported. What we would normally do in person, we've switched to doing online and actually been able to add some programs that has an interaction with an educator. So it's live with engagements and kids can ask questions. And then since September, we've been doing some on-site outdoor learning programs, outdoor only, for students in learning pods or homeschool. We haven't yet had any school classes, but that I think is somewhat anticipated. So we've been doing this since the beginning of shelter in place in March, and have found great success with it. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Carl. That was so helpful. Kathleen, you want to share from Grassroots Ecology?
Muted.
Oh.
Thanks, Carl. Yeah, I'm with Grassroots Ecology, and we have been hosting in-person programs through the summer, or since the summer rather, and those have been sets of interns and what we call stewards, and those tend to be outside of school hours. So our high school stewards come after school, and those are cohort-based programs. They're all outside, masked and socially distant. And we've felt that that's been a really safe and really extremely positive experience for our young people who don't have a lot of options to get out right now. And we also have asynchronous lesson plans, mostly ones that relate to water quality. And teachers can download those lessons for free. They're standard-based. And they are either in the form of virtual labs that don't require any extra materials, or simple at-home activities that just rely on things that most people can find around their homes. And then we offer some of those lesson plans as a synchronous lesson. So we can have educators providing some additional content and sort of leading a group of students through those lessons if they have a hard time maybe doing them independently at home. So that's some of what we offer.
Yeah, awesome. That's super helpful to hear. And then MSI, Joe, do you want to share a little bit about the programs there?
So my name is Jody Stewart. I'm with the Marine Science Institute. We've been mostly dabbling with live in-person programming and our synchronous programming. With our live programming, we have piloted our COVID procedures with our summer camp and proceeded into weekday pod groups of 1 day a week for so many weeks. So we've created specific curriculum, and it's worked out for students that have like an asynchronous day where they need to just check in with the teacher and they need some extra socialization. So we've got the facility available for students to still check in as needed on an asynchronous day if that's what they have, or school students that need that flexibility. As well as after school programming and Saturday programs. So we're quite flexible in what we're offering in person. And our synchronous programs are very similar to our in-person programs that we offered before with when we bring the animals to the classroom. So we bring a lot of our animals with different habitat themes, and we're able to do that synchronous with students being able to interact with our educators with pre-recorded videos, but they're guiding the students through that program. And as teachers are asking for more synchronous programming or asynchronous programming, we are piloting some programs for teachers that are requesting that with some Nearpod material, so that way they can receive the report from Nearpod as well.
That's so great. And it's so cool to hear how all of you have been adapting your programs and just kind of rolling with it and figuring out what's going to work well for students. I have one other organization that volunteered to share here. Adele, you want to jump in and share a little bit from Rethink Waste?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Adele. I'm with Rethink Waste. We focus on waste reduction for mostly K through 5 schools. And we used to offer in-person. Right now we're focusing on synchronous and asynchronous lessons. Synchronous is mostly tours of our recycling facility and transfer station. So those are offered on weekdays at various times. And then asynchronous, we have a pretty long list of lessons that we've developed for students so they can learn about what happens to waste after it leaves their home, how they can reduce waste, ways that they can repair broken things in their home, that kind of thing. So we have a lesson booklet, we have videos to go with all of that. So yeah, that's mostly what we focus on. So if you have any questions, you can let me know.
Great, fantastic. And then actually, sorry, I've got one more organization, the County Office of Sustainability, that just has a wealth of programs. So Gerald, do you want to kick us off with sharing some examples of what's asynchronous, what's synchronous, and how that works? Gerald, are you on mute? Yes, you are.
So I'd like to talk about our two programs. One is our Office Sustainability Schools program, specifically in the area of waste reduction in the 4 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. So we do both asynchronous programming. We have over 10 5E lessons that teachers can download, and we could also help teachers directly out on how to do those lessons with their students at home. And there's simple at-home activities like doing personal waste audits, looking at packaging. We even have a online game based on sorting and the pathway of recyclables and waste and compostables. We also do synchronous lessons for ours, so we're able to work directly with your classrooms via Zoom or Google Classrooms, for example, and talk to students about 4 R's and also waste reduction and implement some of our lessons. We have also video clips on doing different activities such as creating solar ovens from recycled boxes. So also I want to just say we're also willing to do in-person lessons too. So we're willing to go to schools and do work directly with teachers in classrooms in their outdoor classroom situations that they're having right now, or in pods. And so that covers Office Sustainability Schools program. Also, one of my coworkers isn't here right now, Camille, but she asked me to talk a little bit about the YES program, Youth Exploring Sea Level Rise. So she just wrote a couple things. So from our team, she's the new and improved YES program includes asynchronous and synchronous activities that engages high school students, starting with climate change and sea level rise issues, then moving into adaptation solutions in a final project that encourages climate action by every student that participates in the program. So that is also the County of San Mateo Youth Exploring Sea Level Rise Science YES program.
Great. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for giving such great examples. And as you can see, all these different partners have really worked hard to adapt their programs, to make some shifts, and just put out a ton of different offerings that will work and can be customized as well. And I will say that I know I've been working with this group for so long. I mean, really, this group is phenomenal. Things are NGSS aligned, 5E aligned. Like the stuff that they're offering is awesome, and totally different assortment, which is great too. I just want to also mention that a lot of the partners, a couple folks mentioned this, that that they can partner for outdoor learning. And we've worked with a number of school districts in our county to set up outdoor learning and outdoor classrooms. Some have been able to pilot. They started off with a waiver, and then others also got the approval process to come back in person. So they've already been doing that, which is exciting. And we're also partnered on the national initiative that's looking at how this is playing out across the whole country. But here locally, we've got partners who can really do a lot of work on site if people are interested, and if school communities are looking for more long-term partnerships to offer like regular weekly programming. They can also support doing curriculum and program development, training staff. Like I'm going to work with a school district coming up that a community-based partner is going to support us to do some training with their staff. And then infrastructure support is also an option, or even just providing additional staff to be outdoors with students. So there's a lot of opportunities for partnership for doing outdoor learning as well. So I think now is a chance to offer it up for some question and answer time from folks. So I'd love to see if any of the administrators here who have joined us have any questions. And then I will also put a poll out, because we are hoping to get some information from you all as well about what you think right now would be the best type of programming to be offering. Oops, sorry. Got to figure out how to do my poll. So yeah, I'll pause here, open it up to see if there's any questions that folks have. or any comments, even like if it's gone well, if you've had anybody in your working with your teachers, happy to take any comments as well. Okay, great. And thank you folks for being able to fill out that poll. It's really helpful to know what types of things are the most useful. And we have been getting a sense from folks that the asynchronous is really helpful, especially to be, filling in that space, but also excited to see that people want some synchronous programming as well. That's great news. Okay, fantastic. So I'm gonna cap that poll here. And then I also had one other one that had to do with fees and whether or not schools are able to pay for fees right now. And we're hoping a lot of our programs are able to offer with some tuition help. And so we wanted to get a sense of where people are at in the school community. So here's one last poll that has to do with that. Great. So let's see. Great. If there's no questions, then I think we'll be able to end early. And this is something that's going to be recorded. So if you've got other people that you want to share this with, that would be super helpful for them to pass it along. We'd be happy to do that. And then also we have 2 more webinars that are coming up. One is available for parents, and the other one is available for teachers. And our goal is just to provide kind of a similar thing. With the one for teachers, we're actually going to make it a bit more interactive so that teachers can actually talk with the different providers and even do some sample activities so that they can get a sense of what's available to them and what it would feel like to have it in their classroom. So please pass that information along to your teachers if you think that they would be interested in attending that. We'd love to have them. And
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you put that date back up there again?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was just putting the links in the chat box.
Okay, never mind. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry, that was my bad of not having that ready to go. So here's the links for everything, and then I'll put the dates back up here in the chat box, or share my screen again as well. Great. So awesome. And I can hang out a little bit longer if people want to stay on and linger and ask a couple of follow-up questions. But otherwise, I will pause the recording here.